All right, welcome everybody. Good morning. Welcome to Diamond Zone. Hope everybody had a great day yesterday. It is Wicked Wednesday, and we have a special guest for you guys today. And before we get started, just a couple of announcements. As you know that today we have our webinars at 12 and 6, and we have a announcement that I'll have RABU make today about a change of the link for all of our opportunity presentations. Not for Diamond Zone, for the opportunity presentations. And RABU will explain it to you because he's taken me into the 21st century. So I gotta learn how to do this stuff. Anyway, also, as you heard yesterday when I did the training, we talked about the value of training. And we got a lot of great feedback from yesterday's call. And I want to make sure everybody who's coming to Los Angeles, remember, if you're coming to Los Angeles, you're coming for a reason. And as I explained yesterday, I'm going to Los Angeles, right, because I'm there to give energy. Some people need Los Angeles, and other times Los Angeles needs you. And, when you're a leader in the company, you're bringing your energy, your excitement. I want to make sure everybody is there early. Who's coming? You want to be in the front row. You want to be there present, taking notes, and getting what you can out of that event. Because I will tell you, your business can change dramatically after an event like that. Also, Lisa and I went out to see last night the movie The Greatest Showman. Okay, I recommend it for everybody. Okay, The Greatest Showman. It's the story of Barnum and Bailey, the circus. And you talk about the climb, right? You talk about persevering. You talk about against all obstacles. I mean, there was so many times that the analogies, my mind was going crazy yesterday watching the movie, right? Because any successful journey, like I said yesterday, you guys love my little saying, right? Same circus, different clowns. Well, it applied yesterday, right? When I saw that movie. But if you watch any successful person's movie or read their book, it's always the same thing. It's always the same thing. If it's a 25-chapter book, the first 24 chapters are the failures. They save one chapter for the success because that's what people relate to. It's taking the journey. It's doing what you need to do on a daily basis. So before I bring up Mr. RABU Gary, guys, I just want to make sure everybody understands just a couple of nuances to what's happening in our comp plan. And want to make sure everybody knows. Can you see my screen? Yes, ranks and matching. Okay. And I know this is redundant for a lot of you because we do a lot of this on Diamond Zone, but I just want to make sure you focus in that every one of our rankings, right, produces more percentages deeper into your organization, right? And the way you hit a ranking within World Global Network is by accumulating sales volume on a weekly basis, right? Now, I know some of you have ranked advanced to diamond and above, some of you, but most of you have not. Most of you have not. Because if we were a diamond factory, right, we would be $1 billion company, believe me, okay? So we have to have a focus, and the focus is every time a package is sold in your entire organization, right, there's sales volume associated with it. And I know I'm going back to to kindergarten right now, but a lot of people, right, understand you're building two legs. And as packages are being added, it's helping you rank advance. So the goal is to get 10,000 sales volume on your lesser leg. 10,000 sales volume on your lesser leg. Okay, now, sales volume is determined based on the package somebody chooses, as you all know. So now you know on the personal packs, if someone buys, I had somebody call me yesterday from Canada and said, okay, Jeff, I'm going to buy the personal pack of the Biozen. They're going to get 10 Biozen and 2 free. There's 150 sales volume associated with that pack that counts towards your rank advancement. And the fast start on that is $49. Okay? So when Lisa and I ranked advanced when we first got started, okay, that was our only vision. Our vision was to get as much sales volume per person as possible. When someone buys the Hilo LX, there's 120 points. When someone buys the LX Plus, remember, and I'm telling everybody, they're not shipping this until March 1st, first week of March. We hope it's going to come sooner. But I learned my lesson from the last time. I'm going to under-promise and over-deliver. Okay? So I want to make sure everybody gets their product. So 175 sales volume there. And then you got your builder packs. Now this is where I want you guys to pay attention. It's now a foregone conclusion. I've made the switch. I've been talking about this for months, right? How to get more volume. But the switch is now made. I've almost come to the conclusion, I'm almost there, that I'm not going to sign somebody else. I'm not going to sign up anybody if they don't buy the Biozen. If someone says to me, this is just me now, if someone says to me they really want to build a business, would I not be doing them a disservice if I didn't give them the Biozen? They're working at 50%. So I just want you guys to have the switch that forget about me, at least present it. And when I do my presentations, guys, you've seen it. I recommend everybody, whatever package they choose, they start with the builder pack. They're going to get 30 Biozen, 8 free. Look how much points are there. 500 sales volume. I've just doubled my sales volume. Because now I'm adding my sales volume to the package they choose. Right? Now, if I get, and I'm recommending, this is my recommendation when I do a presentation now, I recommend people buy the Hilo Mix Pack. Because it gives them 2 now, the LXs will be shipped now, and they're gonna get the LX Pluses later. But look at, I got 600 plus 500, I get 1,100 sales volume. But guys, listen, what's 1,749 plus 1,140? Isn't that 1,727, $3,300? Right? Okay, now look at, why would I do that if I could spend $34.99 and get 42 Biozen for free? Look at my SV here. And I'm going to shut up now because this is not my training. I just want to recap this. I want people to be focused in on Diamond. Because if I look at this, really what I need, when I take consideration, I call it trash volume, I need 8 professional packs on my left and 8 professional packs on my right. 8 times 1,200 is 9,600. I promise you, if you put 8 and 8, you're going to have 400 plus points in trash volume. What I mean by that is other people sponsoring people at lesser packs. Test me. Trust me, you'll have the 10,000. But if I have 8 on my left, 8 on my right, you guys got to understand something. Your world changes at Diamond. The recognition changes, your posture changes, your confidence changes when you get to Diamond. That's 8 on your left, 8 on your right. And I'm urging everybody, and I know I've talked about this now 7 days in a row. I want you guys to at least get good at presenting it. And you've seen me do it now enough times where if I sold 72 of the Biozen, if I just retail them at 50 bucks, I got my money back and I got 4 Hilo LX Pluses for free. A lot of people don't realize it. Most people will take 2, give it to them and their spouse, and they'll wholesale the other 2. Do you understand? If you do that, you just made 50% on your money. And if it took you 3 months, if it took you 6 months, if it took you a year, where else are you making 50% on your money while you build an organization and then never have to go back and repurchase the product again? Okay, enough. That wasn't my point. That's not the training. I just want to make sure this is in your head. 8 left, 8 right. Some of you are ready. Some of you are ready to go, and after Los Angeles, you guys are going to come back. But when you have a focus, something changes. Because you've made the decision that, you know what? I'm not messing around now. I will be a diamond in 30 days. So, guys, we're very privileged today to have a double president, Mr. RABU Gary. I met RABU the first time I went to Florida, and we hit it off instantly. We had a great time in Dubai with our wives. I just roomed with him in Las Vegas, and that was an experience that I'll never forget. I'm actually kind of scarred from that experience, just so you guys understand. It was kind of eye-opening. But anyway, we had a great time. And guys, RABU is the top recruiter in the company. And I asked RABU split second. I said, brother, listen, I'm going on Diamond Zone. Would you mind if you came on and shared a few words and of wisdom with some people and maybe do a little interview? And he said, hey, man, I'm here for you. So everybody, big round of applause. Let me do this because I want RABU to see you guys. Let me do this. Stop share. Okay, everybody give Mr. RABU Gary a Diamond Zone welcome. Everybody. Woo! What's up, brother?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
So, RABU, first of all, I know you have a couple of big announcements, and I'll let RABU do that, and I'll fill in the gap when it comes to this announcement.
Wonderful. Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. I know we have folks on the West Coast, the East Coast, Canada, everywhere. I am so excited and honored to be on the Diamond Zone this morning with my good friend, Jeff. And Jeff, we aren't that scarred. We're both just crazy. We just had a great time at CS. But yeah, we have an announcement. You guys are going to love this announcement because it's gonna lend to making an even better medium for us doing our webinars every night. So we're going to have a new link, and you want to write this down, and you want to start promoting it, and we'll start promoting it all over Facebook. Instead of going to Diamond Zone at night or in the afternoon for the opportunity meetings, we'll go to Private Helo Meeting. Private Helo Meeting.
So wait, that's the site, privatehelomeeting.com?
Yep, privatehelomeeting.com. Yep. You
Okay.
guys will see the same presentation, same presenters, so on and so forth. It's just another domain. The reason why we elected to go this way is so you all can share it on Facebook. And you can share it on YouTube and different mediums. So every time we do a webinar, it can be shared on Facebook, and that's going to get more traction. And obviously, perception is a big deal. When you post this on your page and it shows that 1,000 people looked at it, you have friends and family members who are nosy, okay? And they're going to want to look at why are 1,000 people looking at something. That's just the nature of people. And so we'll be able to share on Facebook for now on. So Private Helo Meeting. And then what's also pretty cool, when we do Diamond Zone, this is great. We can definitely see leaders, and it's always a wonderful thing, especially because of the fact we don't get a chance to come together all the time. But on our webinars, for professionalism, it's always good if a guest sees 1 or 2 people, not 100, because it could confuse them. You'll find a guest is looking through pictures and looking at you guys' gorgeous faces when they need to be paying more attention to the slides. So they'll be able to see the slide, 1 presenter or 2 presenters if there's another panelist on that day. For an example, I'm doing a presentation tonight at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let's say Jeff wants to jump on just to say hi. Phenomenal. You'll see me and you'll see Jeff. And it'll lend better to our prospects, who are looking, so they're just not confused. And so they can spend time being focused on the task at hand, and that's going over the opportunity meeting. So just want to share that.
Hey,
so
real quick, I want to make sure everybody's got the link right. Is it Private Helo Meeting? Private Helo, what is it?
privatehelomeeting.com.
Okay. Hang on. So guys, instead of diamondzone.world for the presentations, diamondzone.world still happens Monday through Friday. And here's the reason we did this. I like to see you guys in the morning. We like to see each other, right? Like this. You can't do that when you go Facebook Live. That's why we're not using diamondzone.world. You can only see the presenter when you go Facebook Live. You can't see everybody. So I want diamondzone.world to be more intimate because we interact a lot, all of us. So that's why we're using privatehelomeeting.com. Okay, now, real quick. I'm speaking directly to Holland right now. Okay, David, yours at 12 o'clock today. Yours at 12. Go to diamondzone.world for the last time. We're going to switch it next time. But today, Diamond Zone at 12. But 6 o'clock, privatehelomeeting.com. Everybody clear? Please notify your groups. If someone does not have this down or you have a question, use your chat. Well, chat's blowing up. Hang on. I want to make sure. Is that on Zoom? Yes.
Yes.
Helomeeting.com. Privatehelomeeting.com. Good. Privatehelomeeting.com. When does this start? 6 o'clock tonight, Sonia. 6 o'clock tonight, Helo. And then tomorrow night at 6 o'clock will be the same thing. From that point forward, we're using privatehelomeeting, as I'm writing down, .com. All right. I think we're clear. Hang on. When does this start? Okay, we got it. Okay, perfect. All right, Rabu. So I have a question for you, brother.
Sure.
You know, one of the things that we always talk about is, you know, there's different balls you juggle in network marketing. You know, I have the recruiting ball, right? I have the training ball, right? And then you have your time ball. And I always say, never drop the recruiting ball. Never drop the recruiting ball. And I know that you are a proponent of this. I'm just going to give you that softball to hit. Take it where you want, brother. But I appreciate your response.
Well, thank you, Jeff. And you're right. You know, one of my mentors, he's in another company, real cool guy. And I'll tell you a little bit of story about him. Real good guy. He's been one of the top recruiters in all of network marketing for years. He even spoke at Eric Worre thing this year. His name is Brian Carruthers. Now, Brian Carruthers is a top leader in another company. He's made millions of dollars. But Brian has never been the warm and fuzzy person. Never. And good guy. You know, he's in a good company. He's been around for a long time. He's a made man in that company. So, you know, he's been there for a long time. Timing was perfect. He'll always make money there. But he's never been a warm and fuzzy person. And I've been a warm and fuzzy person just on the nature, you know, the way I grew up and so on and so forth. And when I first joined network marketing, I fell in love with the team building, with the training. You know, I fell in love with it. I didn't miss a training, and still today, I'll be in California. You know, I didn't miss a training. We did not a diamond zone, but we did a morning call every day for 15 years. You know, I fell in love with the training, with the coming together, with the barbecues, with the hanging out and things of that nature. And it has become part of my life, and it still is today. I even interact with my family members and friends a little bit differently now because I really understand the value of relationships. The challenge there was when I first joined, I was 90% training and relationships and 10% recruiting. And that's what I knew, and that's what I gravitated towards in network marketing. And you know, I had a guy on my team. His name was Obina Indu. He was the number one recruiter in our company. Then he recruited this guy named Reggie Brown, who played for the NFL. He became the number one recruiter in our company. So I had the two top recruiters on my team, and they were recruiting like gangbusters. But I was the mother bear, or the papa bear. I would keep the family together and so on and so forth, but I wasn't the biggest recruiter. And so time went on, and I would watch these guys who could recruit like crazy, and I started to learn from them. The reason why I started to learn from them, because I would find myself in manage mode far too often. I would find myself manicuring the lawn, so to speak. You know, I would find myself not doing phase one thing. And it didn't take me a while to figure this out, okay, because my income would start to drop. And here it is, people on my team, and I love it for it to be this way, but I had people on my team making more money than me. And I'm like, wait a minute. You're in my downline. I'm not jealous. You know, I love it when folks succeed. So I was just curious, how the heck is this happening? So actually, before I made my first $100,000 in network marketing in 1 year, one of my team members made $100,000 before I did. And I was like, okay, I'm working just as hard as you. I'm showing up at every meeting. You know, I'm doing everything we're doing. How are you guys outproducing me as far as income is concerned? And they were like, RABU, you need to recruit more. And I was like, I am recruiting. You know, I show up at all the trainings, you know, I make sure I go to weekly meetings, you know, I'm having home meetings and so on and so forth. I was wrapped up in the involvement of network marketing, but I really wasn't recruiting. I wasn't. So then I started to really focus on recruiting. And I switched the pendulum very hard and very aggressively. And I saw my income change overnight. Because I'd already had the foundation of the training, because I had the foundation of the relationship, it was easy for me to transition to recruit, and don't get it messed up. And then I became one of the top recruiters in that company, and then went on to become a top recruiter in 2 other companies since, and now in World. And I had to really, really think about it, because I used to hear things like this. People would say things negative, like, I don't want to be one of those guys who just recruits people, throw it up against the wall and see if it sticks. And so I started to relate to that. Like, yeah, man, I don't want to recruit anybody and throw them up against the wall and see if it sticks. And in essence, I don't know if that's that bad, if you're still going to build relationships. Because at the end of the day, I could run with 100 people, but I can't carry 3. Jeff is a strong dude. For those who hang out with Jeff, he goes to the gym every morning. That dude is strong. But Jeff can't carry 3 people. He can run with 100, but he can't carry 3. And so while I didn't go all the way to throw it up against the wall to see if it sticks, because still today I don't like that, but I did focus on recruiting people, helping them funnel into a system and see if they wanted it enough. Because that's what it comes down to. See, I know you guys want it because you show up every day on Diamond Zone. Whether you're retired, whether you're partially retired, whether you're jumping on Diamond Zone before you're going to work. I know you want it. And so what we need to add to your want, to your belief, to your desire to succeed, you want to put on your plate becoming a massive recruiter. Because everybody on here can become a massive recruiter. And I promise you, if you keep recruiting in the forefront, everything else will take care of itself. You know, there's a gentleman who's passed away, the late, great Wilburn Smith. He was one of the owners of a company that I was in. I love Wilburn. Wilburn would say a new recruit will cure anything except for cancer. He said, your wife yelling at you, get a new recruit. Kids acting up in school, get a new recruit. Your bank account's going low, get a new recruit. He said, you get a toothache, get a new recruit. A new recruit will cure anything, ladies and gentlemen. Because what it does, it brings new excitement. Now, since we've been a World Global Network, one thing that the company started to notice is that we have a phenomenal product. Okay, we got a great product. All right. And we have a lot of customers who come on board because we have a great product. We want to start to focus on the opportunity more. Now, make no mistake about it. In the beginning, we couldn't focus on the opportunity more because the company wanted to get grounded and they want to stay on the up and up as it pertains to the FTC and all the regulations. So while we were recruiting, we had to really toe a little delicate line. And Jeff and I, we all can attest to this. We would, put all type of videos and say so on and so forth. And then we would get an email from compliance. You can't say that, okay? And so while we want to recruit real hard, we had to be real careful how we did. And I still recommend you be careful how you're doing it. However, I want you guys to start focusing your time and energy on recruiting. Let Jeff and the leaders on Diamond Zone keep the family together. Okay, put it on their shoulders. But Jeff is going to recruit too. Let the company put events together like Punta Cana. We all want to go diamond. I'm glad Jeff started off talking about going diamond so we all can be in Punta Cana together. Let the company put great events together. You'll do some events for your team. But guys, focus on recruiting. I'm telling you from experience. When I started to focus on recruiting, life changed for me. And I've made six figures in all four companies that I've been a part of. I really did it very well here in the world because I started to change and focus on recruiting. So let's talk about a couple of things that are very important. Daily method of operation. See, I was talking to Jeremy Roma yesterday, and I said, Jeremy, you know, I hope, and I planted a seed in Jeremy. I said, I hope when we get to California that the PMs are going to talk about some daily methods of operation. You see, getting on Diamond Zone every day, that's a part of your daily method of operation, and it's a good one. In addition to getting on Diamond Zone, there's something you need to do every day in your business. I don't care if you're 18, I don't care if you're 81. There's something you need to do every day in your business. So we want to start to incorporate a daily method of operation. I'll give you an example. We get people who join World, and this is reality. Y'all know I'm always going to be direct, and I want you to think about this. We get people who join World, and some people have influence. So they come over from another company. This has happened with hundreds of people. Or they come over from another company, or they're a person of influence. They bring 20 people. So they bring in these folks. A lot of volume is generated. Now what? Everybody has a device. In theory, we're going to teach all of these people to reach out to their list and to reach out to their warm market and so on and so forth. In theory. One thing that I mentioned to Jeremy last night, and I mentioned to you guys, one thing that's different about World than most of those other companies that are out here, we go viral, and we go viral very fast. So let's say I'm in a skincare company, and what's required of me is to make sure that we're doing one-on-one sit-downs so I could demo the product, home meetings so I could demo the product, weekly meetings so I could demo the product. That's going to take me a while to get through my warm market. Is that fair? Well, when I'm in a company like this, and I can send out text messages and go viral on Facebook, I can get through my warm market pretty darn fast. Excuse me, Jeff. I can get through my warm market pretty darn fast. Okay? I'm just being honest with you guys because we move virally. It's a blessing and it's a curse.
Hey, RABU, they've heard worse than that, just so you know.
Okay, all right. It's a blessing and it's a curse. Sometimes our strengths are also our weaknesses. So let me explain. So I get a new guy who jumps on board, or a new gal who jumps on board. And I say, okay, put your list together. We're going to text everybody a 2-minute video, which we should. And so they do that without any deprivation, without being scared. They text message everybody they can. Now, I truly believe in fortune and the follow-up, make no mistake about it. Okay, but they text message everybody they can. And some people get back to them, some people don't. But they can legitimately, in their phone, in their Facebook account, reach out to everybody they know in like a week. They can. Now what? Now we have to focus on follow-up. And follow-up has to be part of our daily method of operation. I'll let a cat out the bag. I wasn't really supposed to say this, but I'll say it now. The Hilo.life system. Starting Friday, whenever someone goes to your Hilo.life system and looks at a webinar, you're going to be able to know how long they've been on that webinar or if they watched it or not. That's a big deal when it comes to daily method of operation. Because, for an example, I was part of a company and everything was about 2 a day, 2 a day, 2 a day, 2 a day, 2 a day. My good friend, you know, still today, he owns a company now, Jeff Olson. He would tell us, and let me reach into my thing here. So we would have audio tapes, okay? Then we changed the CDs, all right? But we would have audio tapes, and we have to buy these audio tapes. And Jeff said, no matter what happens, before you get home every day, give out 2 audio tapes a day. 2 a day. He said, I don't care if you got to open your front door and throw them on your lawn in the morning, okay? Trust me, you'll get tired of seeing those audio tapes on your lawn. So we would have to spend all this money. It is what it is. It's the price of doing business. We have to give out these 2 audio tapes every day. And so there wasn't a day that went by that I didn't give out 2 audio tapes every day. Some of them landed on fertile ground. Some of them landed on cement. It was what it was, but at least I had a daily method of operation. Then the company came out with a magazine, and they started to call it the Magic Wand. And they said, hey, as long as you give out this magazine every day. And some people bought stacks of magazines. I did too. And I gave out magazines every day. Some of them fell on fertile ground. Some of them fell on cement. But the good thing was I was acclimated to having a daily method of operation. See, we don't have that much here in the world because it's kind of hard sometimes to, and I'm being brutally honest with you because I was challenged with this too. It's kind of hard sometimes to know if someone has viewed your materials. But that's all going to change now. And it's going to help you be more focused. And it's going to help you focus on recruiting more. And it's going to help you develop a daily method of operation. And so these are some of the things I do. And I do a lot of this stuff because I know if I do enough of it, something's going to fall on fertile ground. I'm a true believer in the numbers game. The numbers game never lie. People lie, but numbers never lie. And sometimes we're in a position where, let's say you're in a position where you're kind of homebound and you can't get out your house that much. Well, thank God we're part of a technology company. Okay. But sometimes you don't want to get out your house. So that could be a weakness. Unfortunately, we're part of a technology company. Okay. And so here are a couple of things that I do, and I don't do them all every day, but I do a variation of them almost every day. Okay. First of all, I make it my business to get my behind out the house and go out, and I'm going to talk to somebody. I don't go out to prospect. I prospect while I'm out. Probably want to write that down. Because if you challenge yourself where you had to go out to prospect every day, chances are some of y'all won't go out and prospect. Just like we don't go to the gym every day. If you're not Jeff. Okay, I know I need to take myself to the gym more. But, some of us aren't going to do the daily things that's necessary. And it is what it is because it's just nature. But when we're focused on some things that we can do every day, your business will explode. Imagine this. Okay. Ask yourself today, if my team did what I did today, how successful would I be? So I want and sometimes that's a gut check. If my entire team did what I did today, how successful would I be? Some of us would be broke, okay? But then some of us would make a ton of money. And so you want to start to get locked into your mind a daily method of operation. So, for an example, I'm a basketball coach, and I'm around today. I'll be at practice, so I won't be around a lot of parents. However, tomorrow I'll be in California, but yesterday we had a game. I talked to 3 people yesterday. I give out business cards and brochures whenever I am out. They're part of my skin. It's part of my daily method of operation. See my business card? I got a little pretty business card here. Jeff was with me in California. I gave a couple of these bad boys out. In Vegas. It's a conversation piece, whatever. It doesn't have to be like this. But I gave one out to an administrator of a school the other day, and she's brilliant. And she said, you know what? Why don't you get this made? Why don't you try to get the company to make it into a magnifying glass plastic so it could be a reader for older people? I was like, wow, I wrote that down. Okay. But we had a great conversation about technology. You guys get it? But I give out business cards. I keep brochures on me so I can open them up and talk to them. If your mouth is moving, you should be pointing at a tool. If your mouth is moving, you should be pointing at a tool. Sometimes I break out my Hilo and I know you guys have done this, and I break out my app and I show them how it can do an EKG, so on and so forth when I get into a conversation with someone. If you're not doing this, you're shooting yourself in the foot. If your mouth is moving, you should be pointing to a tool. Guys, get it? And so business cards are great. This is what I do. I'm telling you what I do and what some of my team members do. Some of them, not all. having a conversation with a brochure, a conversation, because people still read today contrary to popular belief. And I give them something with my Hilo.life link on it. And coming soon, we'll be able to see it. They looked at a webinar, which is great, and how long they were on that webinar. And now I could call my family members and friends that I sent the webinar to, and they say, oh yeah, I watched the webinar. Really? How long did you watch it? Oh, I watched the whole thing. And you know, you can't do this with everybody. Well, as it states here, you only watched it for a minute. But you guys get it. It helps you. So you know someone's, pulling your chain or not. You guys get it? And it's going to help you with focus recruiting. Something else I always do. Facebook videos. You don't have to go crazy with them. And you don't always have to talk about business. And if you're shy, and if you're an introvert, if you do a couple of Facebook videos, the people who know you're shy and they know you're an introvert, they're going to be like, what in the heck done gotten to them? They're going to be curious to what's got you so fired up. And when it comes to Facebook marketing, it's called attraction marketing. You want to attract people. You don't want to repel people. So if you watch some of my videos, I'm not always talking about business, because I love business. You guys love business, but some folks, I don't know what it is. You're always talking about business. Some of us have been through that time in our lives where we were gung-ho about our opportunity, where all you talked about was your opportunity. And it's good to be there at some point in your network marketing business so you can tell the new person who's come along, it's okay to be there, but you don't always want to stay there. Got it? Because what'll happen, you'll start to repel a lot of people. So per every video you do on Facebook, 1 out of every 7 to 8 should be about business. The other ones, just talk about whatever the heck you want to talk about. Just try not to offend anybody. And I listen to Jeff. Don't get political. Okay? But just talk about whatever you want to talk about periodically. And then out of every 7, if you're going to do videos for attraction marketing, to attract people to inbox you, to attract people to posting your videos, to attract people to ask you questions. This is all in recruiting, guys. Talk about business maybe once every 1 to 7 videos, 1 to 6 videos. Got it? Another thing I do, trade shows. And let me go back in history. I was part of a company called Prepaid Legal / Legal Shield. And it was hard as all to be damned to recruit into that company. Let me tell you why. We sold legal insurance. People don't like attorneys, and people don't like insurance. And people don't like to pay for things in advance in the event that they need it. Now, it's smart. Heck, I have life insurance. I don't like to pay for it, but I have it. And in bit something happens. I have auto insurance. I have a nice car out there, but I got to have it because God forbid something happens. We all have these little pesky insurances that we pay for. Sometimes we loathe paying for them, but we have them just in case something happens. You can imagine how hard it was to recruit into that company. So what we would do these job fairs and these trade shows. And we would have a booth. And we would do little fun things like have candy on the booth. The world's attracted to sugar, even though we're trying to help them as far as sugar consumption is concerned, but the world's attracted to sugar. We would have candy and little things on the booth. We do little drawings, okay? We would have laptops. Back then it was a thick laptop or TV, believe it or not, looping the company's video. But we would always have a sheet talking about the opportunity for you to add additional income to your household. And we did this so much. First, we used to pay for these job fairs. Oh my God, they were so darn expensive. We'd have to get together like 20 team members because they were very expensive. And they would give us a list of people afterwards. Now they've gone down a little bit more, but we used to do those. Then we would get creative and we went online. And you could Google right now, wherever you live, and you can look up free bending. There's free vending events or vending events wherever you live. There are vending events that take place in your area. If I was to show my screen right now, I could pull up New Jersey vending events. And it's a whole list of events that you and your team members can get together, have some darn fun, and go to these events and recruit. There are people there. And you know who the best people to recruit are? The people who show up first, all the other vendors. So if that event started at 10, I'm there at 7. I get all set up, and then I walk around to every booth, and I recruit vendors, other entrepreneurs. Guys, get it? Now, this isn't something you do every day, but I recommend you do it once a month, every 2 months. It's a write-off. You and your team members get together, have some fun, but it's activity. Something else that I do, and some leaders encourage this, some leaders don't encourage this, but it's just another tool in your tool belt. I buy MLM leads. People who've been in MLM before. People who failed. People who've had success. Okay? People who are tired of meetings. People who are tired of always being away from their family. People who are tired of getting no-showed at a weekly event. You guys get it? So they can relate to me when I call them. And I say, hey, my name is such and such. And guys, this helps me. Make sure if you have Facebook, don't put anything up there that can be ultra offensive. Some of y'all gonna have to, what do they call it? Scale it back a little bit. Because I had to look at the bigger picture. Now, I'm not telling you to go against your values and beliefs. But if you're going to call MLM leads, they're going to want to know, are you really successful? Because people at MLM, we're all from the show me state. We're all from Missouri. Does it really work? Show me your back office. All right. So if the way you're positioned on Facebook and YouTube, a lot of fun pictures, a lot of lifestyle pictures, don't get too political. Don't insult people. When you talk to those leads, if you elect to talk to MLM leads, I always say, hey, check out my Facebook page. They go there and they see me holding that $350,000 check. They go there and they see my wife and I or Jeff and I with pictures with Kenny Smith. They see me on TNT. You guys get it? When you're in California this weekend, take some pictures with big earners. Make sure the background's nice. Use this as your way. Everything is recruiting. Recruiting is in my skin. It's in my blood. That's all I know how to do. I may not be the best leader. I may not be the best trainer. But one thing I'm good at is recruiting. One thing I'm good at is being disciplined on a daily method of operation. It's important that we have a daily method of operation in World Global Network. It's very, very important. If not, your business will stand still. And while we're recruiting these folks, we're plugging them into the nightly event. It's a blessing to have a nightly webinar every night. That's a big deal. That's huge. So we're plugging them into the nightly webinars every night. You guys got it? We're launching them once they come on board. We're getting the help of our leaders who may launch. And I'm going to tell you something. If you're going to ask Jeff and Lisa, and I can speak for them, if you're going to ask Jeff and Lisa to help you launch, bring some people to the table. Bring 10, 15 people on the call. You guys get it? If they're going to help you launch. Don't bring 2 people to the call. You could have got those 2 people on a nightly webinar. You with me? And so let me do a little backtrack. So I talked about MLM leads. Those are great. I use them. I like to call people who've been beat up in MLM. People, because I'm going to tell you right now, and be honest with you, I kind of walked away from network marketing, and thank God Jeremy Roma called me about World. That's just the truth. You've heard my story. I was kind of done with network marketing, but World changed it for me. And I wasn't done because I don't like the industry. I love the industry. I was just beat down having to do too many home meetings. I was never home. My kids, I'm a teenager, I'm telling them, they're like, Daddy, you're never home. That wasn't cool. But I had to do what I had to do. So I was tired of that part. But when World Global Network came, for those who heard my story, I said the next person who called me about an opportunity, I was in. And Jeremy just happened to be that next person. It could have been, let's just say I was a lead. Let's just say you guys would have got me from a lead because I answered some type of ad, and you would have called me about World. I would be on your team right now. You guys get it? And so leads are good. Trade shows. Put this into your I always say this. When you go to war, you gotta, and I'm not a big fan of war, but if you gotta go to war, okay, you can't just have a knife. You gotta have a pistol. You might need a semi-automatic weapon. No, I'm not a fan of those as much. You gotta have a semi-automatic weapon. Some of you are gonna need a bomber. Some of you are gonna need a tank. You need different weapons. So your arsenal has to be very diverse when it comes to recruiting. Everything I'm saying to you, I do these things. And it's in my skin. So you can tell when a person really doesn't recruit and they really don't talk to people, they don't never talk about it. If you're around a leader and they're like, yeah, you need to recruit, but they never talk about recruits. That's a clue. All you hear me talking about is recruiting because it's all I know. And so Facebook videos, YouTube videos, again, for every 1 to 7, make it about business. The other ones just attract people to you. Say something silly. Dance sometime on the video. Just do something silly. It's okay. It's not going to kill you. Not going to kill them either. Okay? When you're out, business cards, brochures, have conversations. This is a conversation piece. If your lips are moving, you should be pointing to a tool. Validity. Especially now, the new bios and brochures with the class 1 thing. Where do you see them darn things? List. Increase your list. Increase your list. I forgot this part. Increase their list. I ask my family members and friends without being intrusive, okay, this is not for you. And guys, trust me, sometimes it was so hard for me to do this. I'm being so honest. I like what my leaders would say, well, you know, ask them for referrals. I was so scared to ask for referrals. Still sometimes today, I'm not a fearful person, but sometimes today I still have some apprehension. I'm being honest with you. It is what it is. Sometimes I have apprehension. Even today, after being in this industry for 17 years and making millions of dollars, I may talk to someone and maybe I didn't feel like talking, asking them who do they know. I'm being honest with you. But then sometimes I'm souped up because somebody just added somebody to the team's page and they're like, welcome to the team. I was like, wait a minute, well, let me call somebody. Or I just came back from California and I'm on fire for that week. And maybe that week I recruit my Jeff and Lisa Giamova because I was fired up from California and I'm asked that question I normally would not have asked. You guys get it? And so, Jeff, I'm done. I don't know if there's any questions that you want to ask, but man, I could talk about this topic over and over and over again because it's in my skin and is what has led to the success that my wife and I have had.
Yeah, I think, RABU, that, you know, when you're passionate about something like, you know, everybody could feel with you, we all know we could go for 4 days on this topic. So I just appreciate you taking your time and sharing that. But, you know, daily method of operation is everything. You know, this group understands that. But you know what? I want you to understand something. We average about 110 people on this call. You know, this 110 people on this call, talk about throwing up people against the wall, see who sticks. Okay. You know how many people we all threw against the wall to get 110 to stick? About 10,000. Okay, so out of 10,000, we got 100 that stuck. And out of the 100 that stuck, let's just call it what it is because we are honest with each other. A lot of you, right, are still incubating. See, we talk like this here on RABU. We all know not everybody's going to work. We get it. But I just love the different ideas. I love the different ideas because in today's society, guys, you know, RABU talks about, I wrote it down, recruit. But he also said prospect. Prospect. See, you go out to prospect to recruit. RABU's not walking up to people with an application. He's building rapport. He's making sure they know. He's being a presence. He's becoming memorable, right? And then the prospecting leads to recruiting. There's no such thing as a bad lead. I like what Rabu said. We'll sometimes call multi-level leads. No lead is a bad lead. The only bad lead is no lead. Okay, that's the only bad lead is no lead. Okay, so there's so many different things, guys. Couple things I want to cover before we go off. Someone asked Rabu. Okay, first of all, Tuesday. The Tuesday opportunity presentations, guys, that's the company. That's worldgnonline.com. That doesn't change. Tuesday, I know sometimes it's confusing for Tuesday, but we're not going to compete with the company. So we let the company do Tuesday, but that's a different site. Okay? If you want to see ours, right, you go to now privatehelomeeting.com. That's the Zoom. But you can also get it just by going to Facebook Live, right, Rabu?
Yeah.
Someone's got to share
on my personal page. I'm sure you share it on your page.
Okay.
We'll share it on the page.
So do me a favor. How does somebody share it from their page?
Okay. So once I share it on my page.
On yours. You're talking about Rabu's page.
Once I share it on my personal page, anybody will share it from there. That's how I learned it from Jeremy. Jeremy would share it on his page. Then I would go to Jeremy's page and share it on my page, and everybody would share it from Jeremy's page. But it still shows up on your page. Facebook has some crazy algorithm where it'll show up on your page as if you posted it.
But when you say share, brother, you're talking about just hit the share button?
That's right.
And just forward it.
Forward it. Right. So it'll show up on my page tonight.
Yep.
As soon as it shows up, and what I'm going to do, I'm also going to share it. I'll share it in the Teams groups as well. So then people can share it from the Teams group. All I have to do
All right.
is share it to wherever I want to share it to, and people can share it from there.
Okay. So obviously you're all part of Helo Life. Okay. It'll be on that. It'll be on World Changers. It'll be
on your page too, Jeff.
My page.
You guys could go to Jeff's page and take it from Jeff's page and share it on your page.
You guys following this? Yes? Okay, I know a lot of you know how to do it. Hang on. What if there is no share button? There will
always a share button.
Will you still be presenting Jeff? Yes. Yes, that's a 12. I'm doing 12. Rabu's doing 6. Okay, you guys remember, these are Sunday, and we're going to get more streamlined on because some days are 12 and 6. Rabu and I, we're going to sit in LA, and we're going to put together our plan for consistency. You know how I am about consistency. We've had the consistency. The only inconsistency, some days we do 12 and 6, and some days is 6. So something's telling me after LA, there's going to be a focus and an excitement, and we're going to give you the system, and all you got to do is plug people into the system. That's it. So, Rabu, I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for such short notice. Guys, give it up. Drop a 1 for Rabu for love. Drop a 1. I want to see at least 100 ones for Rabu. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. And David and Wilma, I'll see you guys at noon. Anybody who has people, noon today, okay, diamondzone.world. I know it's confusing. Last one on diamondzone.world for the presentations. All right? And Rabu, I'll see you tonight at 6. You guys.
All right. We'll see you tomorrow in person.
Thanks,
right,
guys.
God bless. Have a good night.
Bye-bye.
Good day.